Now today I'm here to tell you that there is a 0% chance that the raid fails, and there's a lot of proof. I have a lot of evidence to back that up. This theory has garnered so much attention, been such a controversial topic within the One Piece community. I'm here to tell you for sure that I can promise you that it will not end in a failure. It is almost a 0% chance. So let's get into the video and hear me out. In chapter 1000, we have Yamato explaining that Oden wrote in his book that a new young generation of powerful pirates would swarm the new world and be the ones to strike down Kaido. This is proof that the raid will not fail. This is not just foreshadowing, this is basically Oden telling you exactly what is going to happen with Kaido and Wano. We have seen Luffy with full-on confidence announce that he will defeat Kaido multiple times, and I think it's fair to assume that Sanji has already defeated Queen with that final blow, and that only makes me think that Zoro will definitely find a way to defeat King. In the history of One Piece, we have seen Luffy lose time and time again, but we have also seen him win. The only time I can think about Luffy losing was in Marineford, but in the reality was that Whitebeard versus the Marines was the true battle and war being taken place. Luffy was just thrown into the mix. If you look at arcs like Dressrosa, where it's Luffy versus Doflamingo, if you look at arcs like Allen Park, if you look at arcs like Enies Lobby, the Straw Hats always win. Marineford does not count because in this case, right here we have Luffy and all of his allies facing off against the Beast Pirates and Big Mom. Now specifically, Kaido is the one who's going to be taken down, and this is Luffy versus Kaido on the rooftop. You know, Luffy may lose, like how he lost to Croc twice, but then finally won. And when it comes to the final showdown, Luffy always comes in clutch. This isn't a Marineford situation at all. If you look at Luffy's face and his body language, he has shown no signs of doubt that Kaido will be defeated. And this is not only him telling you straight up what's going to happen, but Luffy has trained with his new haki as well. He's definitely going to defeat Kaido. Kaido's wear and tear has been shown multiple times. He's holding up a gigantic piece of land in sky while fighting all of these new generations. Law, Kid, Zoro, Luffy, Killer, these guys are not weak. These guys are not nobodies, man. They're fighting, they're going crazy, and they even show promise with Kaido admitting and acknowledging them as well. Then he fought Yamato. Yamato is full of power and she is the son or daughter of Kaido, so that is definitely a reason why Yamato was putting in some work against Kaido. But still, with all of this, people still think that Kaido will not fall. And this isn't just about hyping all these chapters up and building up this raid for so long. We have multiple plot threads like the island falling down, and we have multiple things where we're seeing how Oda's building up Kaido's fall, Kaido's demise. So why would he build up all these things for it not to happen? It doesn't make any sense in the logical perspective of storytelling. We know Oda really knows what he's doing when it comes to telling a story within an arc. So if you're telling me Oda's a builder from Oden to Roger to Yamato to Toki to Hiyori to Momo, and Momo has not gotten his shine, right? Momo has been useless almost in this entire arc, but Momo will definitely get his best moment in the end of the Onigashima arc that would definitely help to take down Kaido. I think it's interesting that Luffy's new haki ability is called Ryu-O. Ryu sounds a lot like dragon in Japanese, which got me thinking, well, Luffy is using this new technique to conquer a dragon and conquer his haki as well. In fact, I did some research and I saw that some Japanese translations say that Ryu-O can also mean Dragon King or King of the Dragons. And I've spoken about how dragons and dinosaurs are the same when it comes to the One Piece world. Zoro is essentially going to defeat a second dragon, since King is especially a dragon with his fire. But Luffy will be the one to conquer the big boy dragon, Kaido. Oden's prophecy is not just a speculation, this is a prophecy. It's almost as sure to come true, just as Madame Charlotte's has already confirmed many prophecies that came true. And Oden knows the truth about the Void Century. It is just as Sengoku said to Akainu, you can't anticipate the future if you don't know the history. And immediately after this, Sengoku brings up Oden after his quote. Speaking of which, I believe there was a pirate of Wano beloved by Whitebeard, Roger, and Red-Haired, Kozuki Oden. Oden and Roger truly know the Void Century, they know the history. Being the only ones who did know the history, it would mean Oden is one of the people who can anticipate the future, just like Sengoku said, especially since he can read the poneglyphs, and because of his connections to Wano as well, he can predict the future of Wano and in 20 years from now what would happen. He's also with a woman from the Void Century era. Toki has also made prophecies as well. Toki and Oden are the keys to the end of the raid, and it's why we spend so much time with them before going into Onigashima. And this is exactly why Hiyori and Momo are contributing to the lineage. It's likely that Momo will have a major moment, like I said, but Hiyori has also helped Zoro in many ways as well. Zoro having Enma now, the direct descendant sword to Oden, and damaging Kaido by bringing up Oden's presence into the battle. And in many other ways, Oden and Hiyori's lives will live on within this raid, with Hiyori directly stating that 20 years from now all of this will happen. Another more logical conclusion that we're going into 2022. Come on man, like you're telling me all this last year and a half with the Onigashima raid has been for nothing. Like I said, there are direct story points, there is direct foreshadowing, there is directly Oda telling you, Luffy telling you, Oden telling you that this is not going to fail. It's not just about the time spent, it's the amount of time spent and the amount of foreshadowing and conclusions that we're heading towards. You know, one thing I could actually see happening is Big Mom could possibly escape. That is most likely going to happen. But when it comes to Kaido, the Onigashima raid is the night where he will fall. And it's also important to the future of the One Piece story. Luffy defeating a Yonko is renowned as Kaido, and claiming Wano as his base will be imperative to the future of the story. The government is also on the move to take advantage of the situation. They got SSG, they got a lot more going on, they're fighting warlords, but they are still moving into Wano. So that tells you that if Kaido is defeated, they have another problem to face. Wano is the land that holds many secrets to the Void Century and Joy Boy. It's necessary that Luffy gets to hold Wano as his base. And we are moving closer and closer to a war. And Wano will be the key to the Void Century, but also the future of the story as well. One huge reason why many seem to think that the raid will fail is due to a rumor that Wano's ending will end surprisingly. By people in Oda's staff, this has been a rumor for a long time. Now first off, I just want to say a rumor is not concrete evidence and also holds no weight when we have prophecies and Oda's story laid right out in front of us. Second, even if that rumor is true, it doesn't mean that the raid will fail. Like I said, the story has never been pointing in the direction of a raid failing, so let's just say that Wano does end with a surprise. That doesn't mean that it has anything to do with Luffy and Kaido. For example, Marineford ended in a surprise. Shanks, Blackbeard entered Marineford. In Water 7 on Ena's lobby, even a better example, we find out about Dragon being Luffy's dad, Garp being his grandfather. We also find out Aokiji was keeping an eye out for Robin the entire time, and we even get to see a battle between Blackbeard and Ace. There are many surprises that can come without it being tied directly to the raid and to the Onigashima battle between Luffy and Kaido. A likely surprise can be having it to do with the revolutionaries declaring war on celestial dragons, the situation with Sabo and the Alabasta Kingdom, or how Blackbeard and Mariah's alliance has now come into the picture, or how about Shanks and the Gorosei meeting. These are the many surprises that may come into play. That will most likely have nothing or very little to do with Kaido's downfall. Maybe Toki will travel to the future and reveal many secrets of the Void Century. Maybe she's actually alive and she's just been time traveling waiting for this moment after the battle ends. Or maybe Doflamingo will break out of prison. There are just so many possibilities, but one thing is for certain, Kaido will be defeated and Wano will be freed from its overwhelming rule. That is a guaranteed 100%. The raid will not fail. I don't see any way of why people believe that they could fail. If you still believe this, please let me know why. Please let me know your explanation, because as far as I see, this has never been the case. I don't know why so many people believe it. Please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and have a great day.